everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing really well. Please actually leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing and what you've been up to recently, because I'd like to have like a bit more of a conversation with you guys, which kind of like leads me on to today's video. So I kind of thought I wanted to have a sit down and do like a chatty video. And I had the idea of like maybe like doing like, you know, the 25 facts about me or 50 facts about me like videos that people do. But then as I was thinking of facts and stuff, I noticed that like there were lots from my childhood and some from like being a teenager and an adult, and so I thought I'd kind of split them up a bit. So today I have written 20 random facts / confessions about my childhood. And then I thought maybe at another point I could do like 20 random facts or confessions from me as an adult, or some random facts and confessions about me at college or uni or something like that. I thought, yeah, it would be better to like categorise them by age, chronological order. So that's what I'm doing today. I have written in my little catechism notebook that I've had for years, 20 random facts and confessions about me and my childhood. So I hope you guys enjoy. I am now one of 5 children. However, 3 of my siblings are half siblings and are a lot younger than me. So growing up it was just me and my brother. He's like 3.5 years younger than me, and I was the typical oldest child. I was so loud and bossy. My mum said my normal speaking volume was shouting. I was singing everywhere. I was telling my brother what to do and having a go at him all the time. I do not like cats, and this is because of one particular cat that we had. We rescued this cat, and we'd had cats before and I liked cats, but when I was younger we rescued this cat called Marmite, and she was absolutely vicious. She used to attack us, and she'd like sit on the stairs, and if you try and walk past her she'd scratch at you, and I would get too scared, and so I'd like take my pillows and put them in front of my legs to like protect my legs as I was walking down the stairs. Me and my brother were really scared of this cat, and we used to always get my mum to like help us, but she was really nice to the post lady and let her stroke her. But if you tried to stroke Marmite, no, she just went for you. And she used to attack our other cat as well. She was just horrible and literally made me so scared of cats. So I do not like cats because I don't want their claws in my skin. In primary school, I would say I was probably a bit of a goody two-shoes. I wasn't necessarily like super clever or anything, but I wanted to please the teacher. I didn't want to be embarrassed or be told off. And I behaved really well. And there was one time, however, where I told a lie. We had another girl called Kayleigh at our primary school, and I remember asking one of our like mutual friends, you know, are you still friends with that Kayleigh? And she said yes. And so then I said, well, I'm not talking to you ever again then. And as a child, you know, that's like one of the most heartbreaking things you can hear. So she went and told the teacher. Teacher asked me, did you say that? And I said no, because I was too scared to get told off. And I got home that night and my mum says I was inconsolable. I was crying so much and I felt so bad for telling a lie. I told my mum everything, and we went to school the next day extra early, and my mum asked the teacher if I could have a word with her, and I admitted everything to her, and I promised I would never lie to her ever again. And I don't think I did, to be honest. That was like the worst thing that happened in primary school that I did. Like, that was my worst behaviour, telling that one lie. I wouldn't say I saved my cousin from drowning when we were on holiday. Charlie, I hope you're watching. But I started saving my cousin from drowning. So I was in the pool talking to my nan, and then I realised I could hear someone saying help, and I turned around and my cousin Charlie, she was, I don't know how old she would have been, maybe 9, I don't know. She was like coming up to the surface saying help and then going back underwater again. And so I just went straight towards her, it was too deep for me as well, so I was like kicking, so we were coming up to the surface, and I think I accidentally pulled us back underwater again, but then I got her back up, and got her like laying on her back and started swimming to the side of the pool. But in the meantime, her dad had seen what was happening, and so he just like dived into the pool and just swept her, and like literally like the miracle hero just saved her. But yeah, I started saving her, which is more than my nan did. So Charlie, I was there for you more than Nanny Sue was. In primary school, I had quite a few crushes. Isn't it funny how at that age, like, love is just on your mind all the time? And we had this new boy called George, and I decided that I really fancied him. So I wrote him a love letter, which wasn't really a love letter. It just said, I heart GS in like massive letters on the page. And then all around it had mini I heart JS, like, just all over the page. And I folded it up, and I can't remember if I gave it to him or not, but I saw him open it and he laughed and he ripped it up. So my heart was broken. Speaking of crushes, there was one boy who actually asked me out but sent it as a message, like through the classroom, almost like Chinese whispers, and it got to me, you know, he'd asked me out to be his girlfriend, and I said no because I didn't. Oh, yeah, he wasn't one of my crushes at the time. So I said no, passed it down the line, and someone along the classroom line changed the no to a yes. So then it got back to him, and he thought we were dating. I was a massive bookworm. I loved Jacqueline Wilson books. Like, I even got to that age, like as a teenager, and she was bringing out new books, and I said to Mum, am I too old to read them? Because I just loved them so much. I was such a bookworm. I read really, really fast. I'd read a book a day, and we'd go food shopping, and I'd pick up like a Shout magazine or a Girl Talk or something, and I would just read them, be one of those children who reads the magazine while we're doing the food shop, and then I finished it, so then I just go and put it back and didn't need to buy it. In school, I had my most embarrassing moment, and it made me just so red and embarrassed. I was never like necessarily, I wasn't a popular kid in primary school, but I wasn't someone who was like left out of things either. I was just like kind of in the middle. I was kind of friends with lots of people, and I remember eating my lunch, and these kids like came into the canteen, and they were like, Kayleigh, you coming outside? And I was like, yeah, I'll be out in a minute. And I thought, oh my gosh, like they want to play with me, and they're looking forward to seeing me. That makes me feel really special. And as I went to walk outside, I could see them all by the door, stood on the other side, and there was the boy I fancied as well. George was there. And I saw them all, and I was like, oh, and they were like, come on, Kayleigh. And I was like, oh, wow, I feel really, really good right now. This is amazing. And as I walked towards the door, there was a girl hiding behind the lunchbox trolley. And she ran in front of me and pulled my trousers down in front of everyone. And they could all see my knickers. The boy I fancied could see my knickers. And it was just the most embarrassing thing, and I just went red. I ran into the toilets and I was crying, and oh my gosh, it was so sad. It was the most embarrassing thing ever, and I've never felt that much embarrassment ever in my life. It was just awful, and I just felt so sad at myself for thinking that like they wanted to play with me, and for thinking that I was gonna have a nice time and they actually liked me, and oh, it was so sad. I am really close to my cousins. I kind of think, how I think about it is I'm as close to my cousins as maybe an average person is with their brother and sister. Like how Adam is with his sisters and his brother is basically how I am with my cousins. And I think what kind of reinforces that is that my nan, since we were children, every single Tuesday, I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen, but she cooks us all a meal. All cousins, aunts, uncles, cousins' babies, everyone. And there can be from like 13 to over 20 people at my nan's house for dinner on a Tuesday. And we all see each other. So when we were younger, we used to play games together. And now we're older, I play games with the children, or we just sit and chat. Yeah, and that has been so nice and has been such a good thing to happen for like us all to just like stay really close and miss each other every week. One of my granddads, he made brooms. He made brooms for 2 of the Harry Potter films. He definitely made them for Goblet of Fire, and I can't remember, it would have been Prisoner of Azkaban or Order of the Phoenix. I think it might have been Order of the Phoenix. I don't know, but he made brooms for 2 Harry Potter films. And also, even though he's passed away, the Queen orders brooms every single year and says they are the only thing she likes her staff to use to sweep away the leaves in her garden. And so my uncle like makes them for like the odd order and stuff. So yeah, when we were little, my granddad used to make deliveries to Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, and we went with him a couple of times, and I got a tour around the outside grounds of Windsor Castle as a child, and this man showed me all of the Queen's horses. Yeah, and then me and my cousins, we did like an assembly in school about what it was like going to Windsor Castle, and about the horses and stuff like that, which it was such a nice like special time. And my other granddad was Polish, and he was actually in a prisoner of war camp, and he got a boat to South Africa, I believe, and he came to England. So he's my dad's dad. My surname is a Polish surname, even though it's not typically Polish because it doesn't end in ska. But yeah, I am a quarter Polish. I was obsessed with my dollies, my baby born and my baby Annabelle, and also all my Sylvanian families. And I compare like my childhood to my sister's childhood. She's 8 and she's just not into dollies at all. It's all about iPads and Nintendo Switch and like Little Mix and being really cool, whereas I was obsessed with dollies and Sylvanian families even when I started secondary school, and my mum had to be like, come on Kayleigh, we should really give these to your cousin now, because you're getting a bit too old for them. But I was just so into them, and I loved playing all those make-believe games, and yeah, I did that until I was so old. My favourite subjects were always maths and drama. I was always very good at maths, although my A-levels will not show that. But yeah, I was good at maths and I loved drama. I loved like performing and acting and all the exercises that you do and all the role play games and stuff. They were my favourite subjects in school, both in primary and secondary. In secondary school, one of my new friends introduced me to a game called The Sims, and I remember thinking it was just the most amazing thing ever, and I just became obsessed. Sims 2 was when I feel like I hit my absolute like highlight, because I had all like the extras like Sims 2 Nightlife, Sims 2 Pets and all the other stuff, all the expansion packs. And I would get so excited in half-term holidays because I would, if I could, wake up a bit early, play Sims all day, play Sims till really late into the night. I was just obsessed with it, and still now, like, I love The Sims. I have The Sims 4 on the Xbox, but I know I get too like addicted to it, and I can't really get into it when I'm working a full-time job, which is so annoying. But yeah, I was obsessed with The Sims. Let me know if you were obsessed with The Sims as well, if you're a similar age to me, because I feel like that was like the game that was just like the big game, whereas now everyone's got like Fortnite and Roblox and stuff like that, whereas we had The Sims, which was huge. When I was 14, my parents actually divorced, and I feel like it was a really weird age for your parents to break up, because my brother was, I'm guessing, 3.5 years, so 11-ish, and he didn't really ask any questions about it, but he was really sad. But then I asked loads of questions, and when I wasn't getting like true answers, or my questions weren't being answered right, I could just tell that do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it without throwing either of my parents like under the bus, but I felt like there was more to the story, and I would go snooping. It's just such a weird age. I feel like if I was younger, then I would have just accepted, oh, you know, they're breaking up, and if I was older, like an actual adult, I would probably just accept it as well and be like, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Whereas at 14 I was like, just tell me the truth. So yeah, that was a really weird time. Okay, all the rest of the like facts and confessions are now me in secondary school, and my next one is about me sneaking out at some lunchtimes to go to the chippy with my friend who was called Hayley. So we were Hayley and Kayleigh, and we'd just go to the chippy and get like chips and curry sauce, and we'd just go and eat that food and then sneak back into school. But the head teacher and some of the teachers would do like drive rounds of the village to like see if they could see any children who were out, because you weren't allowed to be out of school unless you had like this special slip that you obviously had like a proper reason why you had to leave for lunch times. And yeah, we used to like go to the chippy, and there was one time when our head teacher, we saw him walking around the front of the chippy, so the owners of the chippy actually let us go out of their back door so that we didn't get caught. Which is a bit naughty, I suppose. For my options in secondary school, so you had to do maths, English, science and ICT, but we didn't have to do a language, which was good for me because I wasn't really interested in languages. I picked media studies, performing arts, acting and childcare. They were like the three things I was really into, and I feel like if I had to pick again now, I would still pick those three. I feel like they were very good choices and I really enjoyed them, so that's good. Also, speaking about like our options and GCSEs, you didn't have to do PE as a GCSE, but it was still like timetabled into your week, and so I used to have double PE, I think on a Wednesday afternoon. But because I wasn't doing it as a GCSE, I just really wasn't bothered, and I don't think they even really took a register either. So me and a friend, because I like loved my drama and I got on really well with my drama teachers, my drama teacher would give me the key to the props cupboard, and me and my friend would just spend the whole of Wednesday afternoon in the props cupboard trying on different costumes, taking photos, acting out like different characters. And yeah, it was amazing because my drama teacher, I think he was under the impression, because I did borrow some costume to film a media studies music video. I did it like 50s themed, I think. But yeah, so I think he thought that's what I was still doing maybe, or I don't really know. I used to do like quite a bit of babysitting when I was younger, but my first job, like actual job, was for my aunt in her pub. So she bought this pub and they would do like Sunday roasts and stuff, so I would like go and be a waitress. Sometimes as well I would be like a chambermaid and go like clean the rooms, because I had like a B&B, like guest house on the top, so I'd like clean the rooms, change the sheets, hoover. Then she stopped doing Sunday roast, so then I would actually like do baguettes and stuff like that, and that felt very grown up for me, like as a teenager, doing a little bit of, in my opinion, cooking, when really it was just put a baguette in the oven and do the filling and like do chips and stuff. Yeah, it felt very grown up, but yeah, I used to work at my aunt's pub. And my last fact, again, is to do with my aunt's pub. I used to be a bit of a, I don't know, I used to sneak out a bit of both my mum's house and my dad's house as a teenager. I would have a friend come and stay the night, and then we would sneak out to a house party, or typical, you know, drinking in the park or something. And we had got some alcohol and we snuck out of my dad's house. And we walked like down past my aunt's pub late at night, so I think it was probably closed. We'd had like some drinks in the park, then we walked back and went to sleep, had like 3 hours sleep, and then I had to get up in the morning to go and work at my aunt's pub. And the funny thing is that even though we did that really late, she was still awake, and she had looked at her CCTV just randomly at that time and seen me and my friend walking. She must have seen us walking back. But anyway, she saw us, and she asked me if she could have a word with me, and told me that she had caught us and told me how unsafe that was. And then she also phoned my mum and my dad to let them know. And oh my gosh, I was just I was really like embarrassed, and I felt so stupid. Like, of course, walking past your aunt's pub when she has CCTV and it's a pub, so people are up late anyway, of course I'm gonna get caught. Like, why did I not just go somewhere different? So there we have it. They are my 20 random facts and confessions about me as a child, going through school, my childhood, everything about me when I was a child, basically. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I guess it's like a bit of a different video, kind of helping you to get to know the stupid me when I was younger. But yeah, if you are someone who's watching this and you make YouTube videos yourself, I would love to see you do this and just tell us like just some random facts or confessions about you as a child, because I feel like everyone has lots of stories and I would love to hear them. So I'm going to keep an eye out to see if anyone does this. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in a few days in my next video. Please let me know as well down below if you want me to like do one of me as an adult maybe, or like my adult life, or a college or uni or something like that. And yeah, I probably will. Right, see you guys in a few days. Bye.